My Tesla Model Y is now a year old, and these are an excellent all-round vehicle. In fact, it's been the world's best-selling car, not just the best-selling EV, but the best-selling car regardless of the powertrain. And Teslas just keep getting better due to the over-the-air updates, and most people just don't realise the power of this and how different Teslas are to other vehicles. And these over-the-air updates, they're free of charge, and the vehicles evolve like no others. This car is now a year old, and I've done 14,500 miles in it, and I'll be doing an update video of how I've found this car over the year on the channel soon. But during that last 12 months, I would say this car has had about 20 software updates, which is about 10 times more than my mobile phone has had. And some of these updates have added some pretty significant new features to the car. And obviously these are just software updates, but due to the way the Tesla operating system is fully integrated with the hardware, like no other vehicle, these updates aren't just limited to tweaks or bugs in the multimedia system. This car has had quite some major new features and improvements which just make the overall ownership experience so much more enjoyable. An over-the-air update since owning this car has now enabled the Matrix headlights. And obviously Tesla have been fitting the LED Matrix headlights to the vehicles for a while, but when I ordered the car it wasn't part of the specification. And they since woke up the Matrix functionality with a free over-the-air update. It's also since got this park assist feature with 3D surround visualization, where it picks up curbs and bollards where parking sensors previously wouldn't, and it also recognises the white lines in parking bays. It's also had new streaming services, games and many other new features added to the car since I've owned it. Even the way the indicators work has changed since I've had the car, where it now can use the camera to determine when to cancel them, and I don't think it had the blind spot monitoring feature when I bought the car. It's now December 2024 and another major update came down to the car this weekend, and Tesla bundle many of the new features at this time of the year to give their customers a Christmas present. And they also do the same in the spring and the summer. So in this video, I'm just going to run through what we got in this new Christmas update, which was version 2024.44.25.2. So I'll just run through the release notes here, which shows us what new functionality has been added in this Christmas update. And the major new feature is for Apple Watch owners, and your Apple Watch can now operate your Tesla and also act as a key. This isn't something that I'm going to find useful because I don't have any Apple products. But the next thing we've got is mobile app dashboard viewer, and this is where you can view your dashcam footage from the Tesla app on your phone. The other new feature is set arrival energy, and this is something that I will personally find particularly useful. So in the Tesla, if you select a destination, and I'm going to go to the extreme here and select Edinburgh, so driving the full length of the country, the Tesla's going to work out where you've got to stop to charge and how long to charge at each location. And if I scroll all the way through, it says I'm going to get to Edinburgh with 10% battery. But what you can now do is set arrival energy state, and I can say I want to get there with 70% battery, and it's now going to adjust the charging locations and length of time at each one, so I get to my destination with that state of charge. As I've got lifetime free supercharging on this car, this is a feature that I'm going to find particularly useful. The next new feature is search along route, and this allows you to search for locations like coffee shops, fast food and other stops along your navigated route. So if I've got a route defined, we've now got this new box up here, search along the route. And if I put Costa Coffee in here, all locations, it's now going to give me all the Costas en route and how much that detour is going to add to my trip. The next new feature is precipitation map and weather at destination, and this is something that's very nice as well. So the Tesla for a while has had this where it shows you the weather at your current location, but what it now does is shows you the weather at your destination. So if I put Birmingham Airport in again,
right onto Church
and
Street,
then scroll down to my destination, it's now showing the weather there at the destination, and that's something it didn't do before. But it's also now got this overlay on the maps, and it's showing the rainfall, and it's showing it throughout a 3-hour time span there. And you can pause it. There we go. You can pause it, and you can drag it across manually, or you can leave it playing like that. And this is very nice. But you've got this all the time as an overlay on your maps. So I can scroll out and I can see the whole of the UK, and I can see the weather for the next 3 hours. So this is quite a nice new feature. The next new feature is rear traffic cross alert, and I'm surprised Tesla haven't implemented this sooner, because they're very hot on safety. The Tesla, particularly the Model Y, is the world's safest car. But finally they've got this. Other manufacturers have had this for some years. Even my 2016 Hyundai Ioniq Premium SE had this. Anyway, what this does is it monitors behind the car. So if you're reversing out of a parking spot, it's going to warn you if any cross traffic is coming before you can see it in your mirror or see it yourself. And actually this has worked for me already. Only a couple of hours after installing the software, I was reversing into a parking bay, and right beside the bay was a pavement, and a pedestrian was walking along that pavement. So it wasn't an issue. The pedestrian wasn't in my way, but this picked it up and put the red bar there to give me a warning that there was a pedestrian in my blind spot. So it works very well. So the next function is TuneIn radio. I'm not sure what's changed here, because I thought Teslas have always had it. I certainly used to use it in my 2014 Model S, because I didn't have DAB radio in that. But maybe TuneIn has gone and has now come back, I'm not sure. The next update is a new light show here. Next we've got a new game. Personally, I don't play games. And then next we've got some changes to theatre and video. So this new update now uses the media card here when you're playing video through theatre or the browser. And if you're watching a video in the browser, if you then start the car and start driving, the browser image will pause, because you can't watch live video while you're driving, but the media player will still be working and you can listen to the audio. So if you're watching, say, a movie in the web browser, you can then continue to listen to the movie in the car while you're driving, but you can't watch it. The next new feature is seat control, and this gives you a new menu here for seats, and you can then control your seat heaters, but you can now also control the passenger seat via buttons there on the screen. What is a bit unusual with this though is you've just got backs and forwards, and it's not just moving the seat backwards and forwards, it's also moving the backrest at the same time. So as the seat comes forward, the backrest lifts up, and as it goes back, the backrest goes down, which I find a bit strange. But anyway, we didn't have that functionality before, and maybe in the future we'll get an added couple of buttons there where we can adjust both parts of the seat independently. And the next new feature is the maintenance summary. And this is where Tesla will record the maintenance and the service history of the vehicle digitally. And if I go down to service, we can now have got a maintenance tab, and this is where we can see the service history of the vehicle, and it's telling you what is due. It doesn't quite display the year right, but anyway, I've got a cabin air filter on mine, is due on the 15th of May, and it's saying the interval every 2 years. So yeah, I don't know what that year is meant to be. There's a little bug there, I think. But anyway, if I was doing this manually, I could then record that I've changed the cabin air filter. And also within the service mode, there's a way that technicians can record the service history of the vehicle as well. But at least we've now got it here on the screen. And if you're buying a used Tesla, you can see the service history there on the screen. 90% of the viewers of this channel are not subscribed. I'm sorry to ask, but it would help greatly if you would. Just press the subscribe button. It's free and it shows YouTube you like this sort of vehicle related content. If you want to be notified when new videos are released, please click on the bell button also. Thank you, it really helps more than you would imagine. And then next we've got minor updates, but quite often some of these minor updates aren't actually that minor, they're quite significant. So here we've got tap nearby parking of any point of interest page to get directions to nearby parking and start your journey with ease. We've then got a function here that if someone tries to open a door or the trunk while sentry mode is active, you will get a notification to your phone. When reviewing dashcam clips in your video, the video player will skip directly to the recorded event. That's going to be quite nice. The energy app consumption page has been updated so you can view your energy usage over the last 200 miles. So the next one is going to be very useful. When navigating to a supercharger, upon arrival, you will be notified on the touchscreen of any stalls that are currently out of service. And that's going to be really useful because it's very annoying if you pull up to a supercharger and plug in, get back in your car, and then you find that it's not working and you've got to get out, unplug and move to a different stall. It doesn't happen very often because the Tesla superchargers are very reliable, but I have experienced that. And if it's now going to prompt you as you pull into the site, that's going to be really useful. And now when you've got auto steer active, a new telltale will indicate which lanes are available for automatic lane change. The next new feature is while reversing, your music volume can lower to help you focus on your reversing or parking. And then we've got an update to the Vampire Survivors game. And we've got other minor fixes and performance enhancements which have been applied. So overall, quite a nice new set of features, particularly if you're an Apple Watch owner, and all of this has been free of charge to all Tesla owners. So the cars evolve and get better, and it feels like you've got a new car. If you're thinking about buying a Tesla, do use a referral code, and I will put a link to mine in the video description below, and it will give you a discount to your new car regardless of how you're purchasing it or funding it. And that discount does vary depending on what the current Tesla offer is, but it's free and you would be crazy buying a new car without using a referral code. The best time to order a new Tesla is near the end of a quarter. For example, I ordered this Tesla Model Y on the 11th of November 2024. And at the time, the deal was you could transfer your free lifetime supercharging from an older Tesla if you bought a new S, X or Y. So that's why I bought this car. And as you can see, I've got free lifetime supercharging on this Model Y. But whatever the deal is, the vehicle has to be ordered and delivered before the end of that quarter. And in this case, I picked this vehicle up on the 7th of December 2024. So if you want to pick up the best deal, look for offers around 6 to 7 weeks before the end of a quarter. So that will be mid-November, mid-February, mid-May or mid-August. This might be a discount or a period of free supercharging. And you've got to remember, due to those free software updates, the cars just keep getting better and better. So I hope you found that useful. If you have, please do click the thumbs up. That really does help. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you want to know more about the Tesla Model Y, there's a link below in the video description to a playlist where you can see other videos I've made. Okie doke, I'll see you on the next one.